Hey guys, Sandy here, and today I am scrapbooking with some Paper House Productions products. I have three things that I'm going to start with, and the fun thing about this is that Khristina over on her channel is starting on the same three things, and then hopefully you guys will check out both projects to see what we come up with. So today I have this travel 3D stickers. You can see how 3D they are. And then we have two papers from Explore Your World. One has this lovely pile of suitcases on one side, and then on the other side is this map print. And then we have a cut-apart sheet that has some beautiful things on it, including more of those gorgeous suitcases. And then on the other side is this gorgeous circular geometric pattern that almost looks like a floral. So let's see what I can do. So obviously, guys, I started out with grabbing more things because we always need more things. Now I have this Let Freedom Ring paper pad, and I originally got it because I thought it would be perfect for my son's marine album that I am working on off and on. It's not a huge project where I'm like, I gotta get this done right now. It's kind of I do it when I feel like it and don't want to get too sad because he's not here. So what do? I use that paper pad for another sad layout because my daughter just returned to college. Yesterday we dropped her off, and this layout is when she went and had her college visit. So all the emotions are going through me today, guys, all the emotions. Now I know that I'm going to do something about traveling around the world, or at least across the country, because we live in California and she's going to college in Florida. Now, I didn't know how I was going to do this, how I was going to pull in this suitcase paper. Originally, I thought, you know what, I'm going to cheat and use the backside, but I did not. I decided to fussy cut some of the suitcases and didn't make you watch all of that fussy cutting. Now this cut apart sheet with the yellow pattern on the other side, I absolutely adore this yellow pattern. I adore the yellow color of it. It's not too bright, it's not too buttery, it's not too neon. Like, it is the perfect yellow color in my opinion. And I know I'm going to have to buy a ton more of this paper. Yeah, I'm just going to have to. And speaking of buying paper, I'm going to throw a little shameless self-plug in here, you guys. Be sure to use my code PH19SANDY so that you can get 20% off every time you shop at paperhouseproductions.com. Now, look at this. My fingers are going. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. I know that I need to cover up the America the Beautiful. I'm not exactly sure if I'm loving the way it is, but what do I do when I'm not exactly sure? I started hearing other stuff, and for some reason that allows my mind to like stew over what's going on and if I can have any other ideas. I know that I'm going to somehow layer that puffy 3D sticker Travel Around the World over top of some suitcases, but I'm not sure how thick I need it to be. So this is what I do. I decide that I'm going to have the same yellow paper strips up at the top and the bottom, and I just decide, you know what, let's just go ahead and adhere the suitcases that I have going up the side of this page. And we get those down, and I'm happy with it, and I just think it's cool. I think that this suitcase paper just makes me so happy. I don't know what it is about it, but I just love the paper. I think it would be perfect for vintage layouts. I think it would be perfect for Harry Potter layouts. I think it would be perfect for, obviously, the travel layouts, or, you know, even moving layouts. There's just so many things you can use the suitcases for, and they are gorgeous suitcases. So you might as well use them, right? So these little foam sticky tabs came from the dollar store, and I believe it's Dollar General, and they are fantastic. They've got a great thickness as well. Now, I am never one to just pick one kind of foam square and go with it. I buy different brands for the reason that they give me different thicknesses. So I have some foam that's super thin, I have some that's super thick. I also do that with my unfun foam. I buy a foam that is different widths and thicknesses. So if I want something to pop off a lot, I'll use a thicker one. If I don't want something to pop off too much, I'll use a thinner one. Now, here's where I'm just trying to figure out what I'm doing, where it's going to go. There's a lot of figuring going on this layout, you guys. I knew what I wanted. I could see it in my head, but I couldn't get it to immediately come out across on paper. So I figured I needed to cover up America the Beautiful. It was not working for me. The sentiment was not there. There was a moment where I looked at this page and I was like, why did I just not cut out the United States off of this paper, and then I wouldn't have had this issue. But I figured I was already in, I had too much down, and honestly, I just didn't feel like cutting it out. I knew that I was going to have to leave some of the brown, some of that wood grain around it, because there's just way too much detail, and I didn't want to be fussy cutting for an hour, so I just left it. Now, I used this other paper from the same collection, Explore Your World, and it's a great paper. It's got airplanes on both sides, and as you guys know, I love me some airplanes. Super fun to scrapbook with. I do a lot of airplane things, so anytime I find a new cool airplane paper, layout, inspiration, or embellishment, I am all over it. It is so much fun. Now my photo, I felt like it needed to pop a little bit, so I decided to go with just a white kind of matte for it. And I did trim my photo down a little bit. And that was because I knew where I wanted the photo to sit on the United States. And I didn't want it to be way too far up. Like, I didn't want it to be going off the page. So I just trimmed it down a little bit. I think it's 4x5 now instead of a 4x6. And here I'm trying to decide if I want to rearrange what I have thinking, if I'm just going to change things around, because I feel like I have to cover up a majority of where the sky meets the wood grain, just to make it flow a little bit better. I'm okay that the sky butts up against the yellow border because it's a border and I have it on the top and the bottom of the page, but the sky against the brown just makes me, it just makes me feel uncomfortable in a way that I don't like to feel when I'm scrapbooking. There are some times when you're scrapbooking and you just want to do your thing, you want to have a good time, you want to get the papers down, you want to get the pretty photos in, and you just want to enjoy it. And something goes off in the scrapbooking, there's something on your layout that's making you feel a little squicked out, and you're like, eee! And that's the way the wood grain and the sky paper meeting makes me feel. It's that eee kind of feeling, and I don't want that. So I eventually figured it out. I realized that if I have my photo where it is, and I move my title, or part of my title, because I am going to add more to it, and my suitcase is over, basically I'm covering up most of that join, most of that sky and wood grain, and it makes me feel less squicked, and I don't worry about it so much. And I know if I embellish a little bit more as well, then I won't feel it. I won't feel that squicky feeling. So I'm going to layer up some things. I pulled another sticker off of that 3D sticker pack, and I'm just going to add a little bit more of that yellow. So it kind of, instead of the yellow kind of like holding the page together, I feel now that I've got yellow throughout from the top to the bottom of the page, because if you see it in the photo, there's yellow stripes in the photo that are on a building, and it's almost the exact same yellow of the paper. And that was just a circumstance that happened because, as you guys know, I really don't do a whole lot of matching my photos and paper. Like, it doesn't, or I don't consciously match my photos and paper. I should say that. To be fair, we did pick out our 3 products, Khristina and I, before I even knew what photo I would attempt to be using. So what I do here is I'm just layering up a little bit of the suitcases, the 3D suitcases, along with the paper suitcases that I had cut out. And again, I'm just messing around with the title bit over here. Something still feels very off with that. I thought I needed to leave that red suitcase on there up at the top because I did have the red on the title, but eventually that red suitcase is going to come off and I have enough red on the title for me to make me happy. Now with these 3D stickers, these are fabulous. They have so much dimension. Like so much dimension. Some of them are popped up with 3 different layers of foam, and that is amazing. I just felt like for this particular layout, that title was going to be popped up so much. It was just too much. So I pulled off that first layer of just foam tape, and that way it kind of layers a little bit better. It doesn't look like it is way off the page. And I think it just flows better. Now, I did not cut this out or anything. I was definitely not paying attention to what I was doing. And I'm not crazy worried about the letter stickers not being in an exact straight line. I'm okay with it being kind of just okay. So I'm sitting here, and as you can see, I'm not really paying attention. I've got 2 C's and 2 O's on across. I was watching some YouTube, and I was really into whatever I was watching, and I just left this in because it's how the process of the layout was made. I get comments sometimes or emails where it's like, why do you cut stuff out of your layouts? We want to see it. And so I try not to cut out too much of the process, even when they are screw ups. But the times where I just sit and look at a layout for like 10 minutes before doing anything, you're welcome, you guys. I'm not going to leave that in there. So anyway, so I've traveled around the world, at least across the country. I wanted to say, or at least across the country, but I forgot to do it when I originally put my letter stickers down, so I thought I would put it over here and layer on the suitcases, and I didn't like it. I actually tried out the navy blue ones as well, but I really didn't like that either, so I just left it as travel around the world, at least across the country. So just think that there's punctuation in between there, okay? just imagine it. It's a scrapbook layout. It's not an English paper, so we're okay. We're okay with it. Don't have to worry about that grammar and punctuation and stuff so much. So here we go. Now I'm finished with the base of the layout. Now I've just got to figure out a little bit of fun things that I can do just to give it a little bit of extra oomph, a little bit of extra excitement. So originally I thought I was going to hand stitch, and I would hand stitch like an X in California to an X in Pensacola, and then like hand stitch the travel line. And I decided not to do that. I thought this page is getting kind of busy. There's a lot going on, and I don't need to have that. The line would be an overt way of saying traveled from California to Florida, but I don't feel like I need that. I do scrapbook or keep my scrapbooks chronologically. I'm a loose chronological scrapper. I play within the year, but I don't feel like I need that overt statement of saying we traveled from California to Florida. So I nixed that idea and just decided to use a geotag over Florida. Now, I didn't know what part of Florida to put the geotag in, because when my husband took my daughters out to Florida, they did travel to one part of Florida and drove to another part. So it was, you know, pretty intense. And I'm so sorry if you just heard a bunch of noise. I was rubbing my fingers together because I had an itch, and I think I just might have like made a noise in the microphone. And if it's there, sorry. If it's not, just ignore I just said that, okay? So here I am. I've pulled out the 3D stickers again. I'm trying to figure out what I can do just to get a little bit more kind of embellishment on this page. Now this page looks done to me. Like it's complete. I've got the title, I've got the photo, I've got this like the whole feel of it down, and I know I'm going to journal. I journaled after I took the photos though, you guys. So just so you know, the journaling is there in life, it's just not in there on the photos. I also pulled out these life organized stickers. These are also from Paper House, and I can't remember which like collection they kind of match with. I know it's an outdoor collection. It might even be called something like the Great Outdoors or the Outdoor Collection or something like that. I just honestly can't remember what it is. Now I love these little kind of epoxy stickers. They are clear, and I just knew that they would work great on this layout. The colors matched. It has the whole, you know, travel-y vibe type thing. And I'm just looking at some of the other travel stuff that I have, or other stuff from Paper House that I had that I was thinking about using. I didn't know if I wanted to still represent like California and Florida in a way other than the geotag I had there. I decided no. But then I decide that I definitely needed to add some kind of heart. So just about every single one of my layouts has either some sort of heart or star on it. They are just like my go-to shapes. So I have these little creamy white stars that could not tell you where they have come from. They could even be like student sticker stars. I don't know where they came from. They're just plain white stars. Off-white stars. They're not even stars, people. They're hearts. Oh my heavens. Okay. So I put 3 little hearts on that layout. Happy with that. And now I'm trying to figure out, I need a little bit more, because more is more. Definitely in this case. Sometimes less is more with my layouts, but in this case more is definitely more. So I'm just going to add some of these kind of teal blue, what are these freaking things called? My mind is like dead right now. Enamel dots. And I believe, I have no idea where they came from. I don't know which manufacturer they are. Couldn't tell you. Maybe Echo Park, maybe Pink Fresh. I think they're Echo Park. Who knows? Okay, so I'm just putting those on. I use the whole row, and here are some still pictures, and then a picture at the end. So be sure to check out Khristina's channel. Like I said, we started with the same products. Be sure to use my code anytime you want to shop at Paper House. I'll put that down below as well, and I will see you guys again really soon. Thanks for watching.